Okay, so I'm going to talk about playing over chord changes in a 12-bar blues today. And I'm going to give you a couple musical concepts to be able to do that effectively. So and the nice thing about this lick I'm going to show you and the concepts behind them, it doesn't take a lot of physical aptitude, a lot of technique to be able to play these things. What's more important here is the musical foundation. These are really simple ideas that can make your blues sound really, really good. Even if you're not an incredible technical player, you could still sound really good with just a couple little ideas here. So I'm going to go over a lick that goes between the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the back to the 1 chord. And that's a lot of blues playing. If you can play between those 2 chords back and forth, moving from the 1 to the 4 and back to from the 4 to the 1, well, you can be a pretty good blues player. That's a lot of what the blues is. So I picked out what I thought is the best lick in the solo you saw at the beginning to demonstrate the concepts I want to talk about. If you want to get the full solo you saw at the beginning of the video, go check out my site. You can try it out free for 30 days. You get that full solo in addition to every single solo that I put out on YouTube. You get the full interactive tablature, downloadable tablature, and of course the backing track so you can practice licks over it. Now, really quick, when I say the 1, 4, and the 1, if you don't know what that is, when you're playing blue in the key of A, the 1 chord is the A dominant 7 to be exact. And the 4 chord is the D7. So the lick I picked goes between the 1, the 4, and back to the 1. The A to the D, and then back to the A. And it's at the point in the 12-bar blues structure where we're right before the D that lasts for 2 bars and then goes back to A. So that's what we're playing. We're playing over this. So a really great part of the progression to practice over again, because we're moving from the 1 to 4 to the 4 and back to the 1. We're working both sides of that transition. So now what I want to do is talk about the lick. So again, we're starting out on the A and going to the D. So let's check out this first part of the lick. The first part of the lick is this. Really basic, and let's analyze this. If you've ever played a bar chord or ever looked at our arpeggio at all, this is an A triad. We're starting on the A note, the C sharp, and the E. It's just an A chord, an A arpeggio, and probably the one that everybody knows best. That obviously works really well over the A chord. Now let's check out the next note here. So the next note lands on the D chord, so that D7 chord. So we're moving to, so it just so happens that your fingers are at this point on the C sharp right here on the 3rd string that are just a half step shy of the D note on the 3rd string. So it's very easy to get up to that note. And that's a fantastic transition. So we're moving from this. Keep that in your head and listen to how these notes transition between those chords very well. All right, so really nice transition there, really simple idea, and the key takeaway here is that we're playing chord tones. We're playing a little A arpeggio, and we're playing the D note that is right in the neighborhood, really close to that arpeggio, and we're landing on that strong D note. We're really spelling out these chord changes well. All right, now we're still in the D chord, so we play this D chord for 2 bars. So the next part of the lick is this. Now let's analyze those 2 notes here. Those 2 notes, that's the major third of D and the 5th of D. So also fits very well over the D chord. Anytime you're playing the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and in this case we're playing dominant chords, if you're playing the 7th, the flat 7th over the chord, all those notes are going to sound really good. So 7, 5 on the first string. Now we get up to this. Let's analyze that part. Well, we know that the 7th fret on the 2nd string, that's the major third of D. That fits really well with D. This note up here, the 8th fret on the 1st string, that happens to be the flat 7th of D. It's just an octave up from, you know, where we were playing it down here. So chord change from here. And so far we got this. Now we play through we start our progression back to the 1 chord now. So we're playing up here and we want to get back to that 1 chord and hit some good chord tones over that A chord really well when we come back. So starting from here, I'll play through it once. It goes like this. That would be it up to speed. But slow, we're just descending through the A minor pentatonic scale now. So it's 5, 8 on the 2nd string, 5 on the 1st. And then we do this little flourish here. There it is, slow. And then we land on this note. You'll recognize that 6th fret on the 3rd string, that is the major third of A. A great note to land on when we land back on the A chord. So now we've made our transition back from the 4 back to the 1. So let's play through it again. And then we land on, lastly, the A. Obviously fits well with the A chord. So that's basically what we're landing on when we land on the A chord. The 3rd and the 5th, landing very strongly there. So that's the lick. Let me play through it one more time all the way to the end.